Hello and welcome to the 18 Tracker Youth Report, a weekly look at opinions and comments of youth in New Zealand.
Good morning everyone out there.
When we say youth, we mean 40 to 30 years of age. Why?
Because we say that is the case.
Right, now today's report is going to cover off four things. And that's how Kiwi youth feel about law and order, some hit and shit results, the coolest brains charts, and if you could be a Star Wars character,
who would you be?
I could say that without moving my legs.
Yeah, we'll come to that later. Stand by.
Right, now, in this survey, we had just over 300 members of the 18tracker.com website. Community, good way.
Yep.
Putting it, complete the survey. It was around about 6% female, 40% male. And remember, 14 to 30-year-old New Zealanders answered this survey.
It wasn't just Aucklanders, no. It was people from Invercargill, New Plymouth, Tauranga, Wellington, Hamilton, all over the place.
Indeed, and we asked them lots of questions, covering off how you felt about New Zealand youth feel about the police, what crimes they've been a victim of.
Where do youth get their drugs from?
Why youth commit crimes.
And what strategies would help potentially reduce crime, and which strategies would be the least effective?
Indeed. Now, we give statement questions, and some of the things that we found were quite interesting regarding about New Zealand police. Now, do New Zealand police do a great job?
Well, what did we have? About a third of you were in the middle.
And around about 20% of you turned around and strongly agree that they are doing a very, very, very good job, which is nice to hear. However, there's some rather clear-cut answers in terms of do New Zealand youth, are youth gangs a problem in New Zealand?
Half of you said they were, 48% to be precise.
Really, really, really strongly agree. So obviously we've got a bit of a gang problem. However, we shouldn't go out and kill them all.
No, the death penalty, it's not seen as the best thing. About 40% of people who did our law and order survey said that no death penalty, not the way to do it.
Although there are around about 13% of the New Zealand youth who think that there should be the death penalty. Rather harsh, I felt. Now, although regarding your neighbourhood, is it safe at night? And remember, this was taken across all of New Zealand, and around about just over a quarter of you, or you should turn around and say just nearly a half, give it around about a strongly agree that their neighbourhood is safe. So we do feel pretty safe here in New Zealand, which is quite interesting. But we're slightly less convinced that the city centres are safe.
That's a good thing, officer.
Indeed it is. Burglar man, strange outfit.
I'm the robber, by the way.
robber.
He's the copper.
Evening all. Now,
what were the coolest TV shows that had crime-related foci? Well, we had Prison Break was out on top by a country mile.
absolute country mile. Nearly half of you turn around and say that Prison Break is the pinnacle of cool. Not that it's becoming cooler or that it's got some potential, but it's the pinnacle of cool.
Numero uno.
Indeedy. On the other end of the scale, Serious Crash Unit, we got around about 15% who didn't even know there was a program called Serious Crash Unit.
It's a local show where the local constabulary and the crash units go out and do their thing, and they're filmed, kind of reality-based.
Reality cop show.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Call of You turned around and said that it never really was cool. So there you go. CSI New York has got a lot of cool potential, so it's kind of up there. But if you want to be cool, watch Prison Break.
Yep.
Now, some survey highlights, other ones.
What should be the youngest age that someone can serve a prison sentence in New Zealand? Well, we had 5% of the 300 or so who did the survey saying that it should be 10 years of age or less. Prison, think about it.
Prison, 10-year-olds, not a lot of twist, you know. But most of you, around 41%, say the minimum age should be around about 15 to 16 years of age. So, there you go. As far as being a jury member, well, 13% have been called but weren't picked.
84% are still waiting for that letter in the post.
And only 3% of you have been. Well, still young, got plenty of time.
Now another one, should all New Zealand officers be allowed to carry guns at all times? Now there was a bit of variation here. 30% said yes, they should absolutely be able to do it.
And 38% of you said no, and a third of you are undecided. Not too sure. There's a lot going on. However, have you ever had your name and details taken by the police?
I like this one. 2% say you've nearly had your name taken. I'm not sure what this nearly
What
is.
does that mean? Did they run away? You know, can I have your name please, Sonny? Poof! They run away. No, but 60% of you haven't had your name taken by the police, so you're obviously law-abiding citizens or you haven't got caught.
Right, now our law and order respondents felt that there was a number of things that caused crime to happen. Peer pressure and dysfunctional families was the number one, both on 17%. Poverty was also in there with 10%.
Indeed. Now, 17 out of the 304 people that did the survey had actually been arrested in the past.
What have you been up to out there, you 17? Well,
It's a good job you asked that, eh?
Yep. Well, free running. Started James Bond. That's all that running through the buildings. Someone's been nicked for that. Fighting and also breaking a liquor ban.
So, yes.
Might have been a summer sort of thing.
Yes, and vandalism. So, yeah, interesting kind of things there. Now, we're going back to the cop kind of, should cops carry guns?
Back to the guns.
Back to the guns. Some of the anti-gun comments were basically, if all police carried guns at all times, we would be like America, and no one wants that to happen over here. So that was an interesting one.
And on the pro-gun comments, what did we have? With the rise of illegal drugs, writes one 18-tracker member, such as meth, the police need more protection for themselves and the public. A baton would do nothing against someone high on the meth.
Indeed. Now, what strategies would be least effective ways to reduce youth-related crime? Here's one. Prison sentences younger age would be least effective, according to this person. Prison doesn't correct people psychologically. If anything, it makes the problems worse. Crime is usually connected to issues of poverty, and these have to be addressed before chucking some 10-year-old into prison without looking at their social background.
Right.
Very liberal.
Here's a sobering thought for everyone. Prison. Quote, it's not about rehabilitation, but about destroying the spirit and any good in a person. Yeah, that person put a lot of thought into that one. I like that.
Exactly. These are not the opinions of us. We are just the conduits. These are the positions. No, they are the opinions of New Zealand youth.
Okay, if we go to summary now, what we find is New Zealand is quite different from the United States. It's safer, but to allow New Zealand police to carry guns at all time, well, this could do more harm than good. And crime could breed crime, and with more guns on the street, it's a gateway to the cycle going on.
There's another reason why New Zealand is different from America.
Why is that?
We're good at rugby.
Yeah.
And cricket. They can't play cricket.
They don't
Mind
have
you,
a
nor can
team.
the English. Anyway, quick hit or shit results. We have to fly through this very quickly. We've only got 10 minutes.
We've got lost first up. Hit 39%, shit 38%.
Bit polarising. You either love it or hate it.
And 23% of you have never ever seen it.
Indeed. Now you've got the Crowded House. What one's that? The Crowded House reunion. Interesting one there. When we said hit or shit, we had around about a third that said it was hit. Although the core of you turned around and said they probably wouldn't even tour New Zealand. So much for being New Zealand Day.
That's
now,
right.
the Corliss Brown charts. The winner is LNP. We've been tracking the Corliss Browns now for a few months, and LNP comes out on top. Who's second?
Who's second? We've got Cadbury. Everyone likes a bit of chocolate.
With their drinks. The other thing we got, Trade Me, Hell Pizza and Apple did well on our call scale, and TV3 and Vogels enjoy call ratings. And what Richard nicely calls
tidy performers.
Indeed, like that one. However, at the bottom of the pile was, can you guess?
Well,
Nope, he hasn't got a prop. There we go.
Supre and Watties.
Indeed.
We've all had baked beans. Here they are, and spaghetti.
Now, finally, very, very quickly.
Dun 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 dun. If you could be any Star Wars character, who would you be? We've got to do this super fast.
Right, apparently there was no overriding one kind of everyone wanted to be Yoda or Han Solo, which I wasn't be Han Solo when I was a kid. No, but the one comment I did like Yoda, so that I could annoy people with syntax and semantics.
Here's another one, Chewbacca. He gets to scream unintelligibly and not get in trouble with anyone at all. And someone even said that they'd love to be the Death Star, even though the Death Star wasn't a character, but that was a fabulous answer.
Thank you very much. Now remember, if you have opinions on what we've just said, please go to 18tracker.com. Remember, 14 to 30-year-old Kiwis only. And this month and next month, we are giving away
a PlayStation 3. Come to 18tracker.com to have your say. Check out the competition. We've also got a Last.fm page. Last.fm/user/18tracker. And a MySpace site. Do check it out.
And it's good night from me.
It's good night from me.
There we go.